Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Still good. I didn't turn it up enough. Yeah. Welcome to Rotary for Wednesday Inauguration Day. Glad to see some new faces here. Today our prayer will be done by Dr. Sandin, pledge by Roxanne, four-way test by Rich Carter, and a song by David. Yes.
Please join me in prayer. Father in heaven, we bow down before you humbly, asking for your hand of healing and comfort for those who were touched by this terrible plague. We pray for those in the club who cannot be here. We pray that you'll give us quiet wisdom and guidance as we serve you. Thank you for our food, and we pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now the four-way test, if you repeat the things we think, say, or do. First,
is it the truth?
Second,
is it fair to all concerned?
Third,
will it build goodwill and better friendships?
And fourth,
will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Okay, open up your little blue book to song number 41. This is a song CJ wanted to do last week, but we couldn't remember what the song was. You may have heard this before. It's called I've Been Working on the Railroad. You ready? Song number 41. I've been working on the railroad all the livelong day. I've been working on the railroad just to pass the time away. Don't you hear the whistle blowing? Rise up so early in the morn. Don't you hear the captain shouting? Dinah, blow your horn. Dinah, won't you blow? Dinah, won't you blow? Dinah, won't you blow your horn? Dinah, won't you blow? Dinah, won't you blow? Dinah, won't you blow your horn? Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah. Someone's in the kitchen, I know. Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah, strumming on the old banjo, singing B5 fiddly-I-O, B5 fiddly-I-O, B5 fiddly-I-O, strumming on the old banjo. Yeah! That song in there.
Y'all sound really, really good. Really good. Yeah. I just still stopped up a little bit. Well, it's good to be back among the population. Oh yeah, the living, as they say, yeah. For some of y'all that don't know, I was out, I did test positive 2.5 weeks ago. So it was fun. If you've never had that test, you should do it just for kicks, just to see what it feels like. And to have a friend that gives it to you, that smiles while she goes, this is going to hurt, is really good. So it was a lot of fun. But it's good to be back. Thanks for everybody that was here filling in for me. Yeah, I thought about calling in sick again. It's kind of good to sit at the office and hang out. And today we did inaugurate a new president. Whether we voted, not voted for him, or against him, he's still our president. And we're going to support our country as it is and move forward and keep making America great. So, Willie, see if somebody's happy today. I know you're happy. You got that scruff look.
I'm happy to be here. Got my Colorado shadow. I'm wearing my mask for safety purposes here. And just to be extra careful, I'm actually wearing two masks. I'm just not going to tell you where the other one is. Okay.
Here you go.
Here we go. Is anybody happy? Oh, we got a happy young lady over here. Let me go see this pretty girl. How happy are you?
I don't want that.
Oh. Oh.
I know what's going on in this town, and it's called COVID. No,
Microphone for our viewers, please.
I can talk loud enough. I'm just glad the actual president is back.
Okay, I need some happy people. This young lady is happy over here. How happy are you?
Oh, well, I am happy. You want me to face over here too? Okay. I just want to let y'all know. Debbie, I think, asked me if I would talk next week about the new 1099s, the new PPPs, the new employee retention credits, blah, 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 blah. So if there's anything you specifically have questions on for your particular situation, if you will, email me in advance, because they are literally changing the rules daily. And then they make them retroactive, so everything we filed is now wrong. But, it's fun. So if you could email me in advance so I can have good answers for your questions. Okay? Good, good.
Thank you, thank you. We got another happy young lady right over here. Tell us how happy you are. Stand up and tell us how happy you are.
I'm just happy to be happy.
Happy, happy, happy. And another happy girl over here. She's happy and giving money, and we got some more people over here. Happy, how happy are you? You can talk for a long time with one of those.
I'm happy to be back. I put a 10 in, but I won't do 10 things. But I'll spare you. But I did want to let everyone know I haven't been here in a while, so it feels great to be here. And you can thank Katie Ridge.
Woo! I had to pay her, but I got her here.
Got where the $10
I needed a check
came
from her for her sponsorship for the Roadless Travel show that's coming up. And I said, I'll swing by and pick up a check. And she said, you come to Rotary and I'll have it for you. So here I am. So, to catch you up, we opened a second Remax location in Roy City. So we have that location. And then the opportunity came up for us to purchase the Remax office in Farmersville. So we now own that location as well. And so our building is downtown Farmersville. And so we now have 3 locations to serve everyone in Hunt County, Rockwall County, and now Collin County.
That's pretty cool. Mr. Lonnie's happy. How happy are you there, Mr. Lonnie?
I'm very happy. A week ago, I accepted the position and started as Director of Membership at the Chamber of Commerce. I am thrilled to do that. I love this community, as everybody knows, and I'm very happy to be in a position now where I can serve the business community, which I love so much. So you'll see me around, and I'm looking forward to it, and that makes me happy.
Was that the Greenville Chamber of Commerce, sir?
Greenville Chamber.
I'm just checking. I'm just making sure. Love you, baby.
Don't start with me.
Tell us how happy you are.
Okay, well, I am happy that last week we kicked off our preparation for the bike ride for 2021 already. We're already in the process. It's looking like this year, you know, this bike ride might very well be our only opportunity to have a large fundraiser for Debbie Sickles' year. So this is going to be extremely important for everybody to participate. And I know every Rotarian in here does the same thing. When somebody stands up and says, hey, it's time to start volunteering, everybody gets really interested in what they're eating down here. But I think that the way that we're going to engineer it this year is we are going to break it down into very small little components. I will be asking each of you to help and fill in each of those little components and develop a committee under each one so that nobody is asked to carry the load that we've had to carry in the past, okay? So please be prepared. Those of you that are watching online, if you're, if you are in communication with somebody who's not a Rotarian, who's not here, please let them know. This is gonna be super, super important to participate, everybody, in some small way, okay? Thank you.
Remind them of the day.
Third Saturday in September, which I think is September 18th this year.
The third Saturday in September.
September 18th. We've got lots of time, but some of these things take, if you've been involved in the bike ride before, you know some of these things take 8 or 9 months for us to prepare and pull it off properly. So just know that it may not be an 8 or 9 month commitment for your committee, but we are expecting people to start looking at participating in some way.
That would be the third Saturday in September. Here we go. Happy people, happy people. I think I saw somebody happy over here. Here he is, here he is.
You know, I was extremely happy to win the Ace of Spades in the Deck of Destiny last week, but I found out it was a new deck, and that's probably the lowest pot we've ever had. So I can be happy again later.
I think you look lucky to me. I think, yeah, okay, let's see what's happening. Hopefully I'm not using the same deck. I'll find out in a minute.
I just wanted to say how happy I am. This last year, we opened up the 2 Airbnbs, the Riverview Ranch and the Tiny Terrell House, and that's really not my job, but it has become my job. And I've just been really blessed with some good customers, and recently I was a little bit scared that, you know, people weren't gonna use them that much, but I had extended stays at both of them, so it's worked out really good. I'm very happy.
Got another happy gentleman right here.
Mine's more of an announcement, but I'm happy as well. For those of you who might be 65 and over, or know somebody who's 65 and over, we are going to be giving vaccine doses to the community on Friday at the Wesleyan Methodist Church, and that is going live. The appointment, automated appointment process is going live. I think it should have started by now, so it's supposed to be about noon. So I think we have like 270 doses, give or take, to distribute, and it's going to be a drive-through through the appointment process. So hopefully that will go smooth, and I'm happy to do that, and happy to see people get their doses. So
Is that Friday?
this is this Friday. Yes, ma'am.
Where do we go on? We just go on the.
Just go on the hospital website or Facebook site at the for the Hunt Regional Healthcare, and hopefully it's up and operational right now, but I can't say for sure. I haven't checked.
Thank you. Okay, got another happy gentleman right here.
I just want to make an announcement that I was voted in as the treasurer secretary for the Greenville Board of Development last night.
Money man.
That is pretty cool. All right, anybody else happy? I don't want to skip some. Oh, this young lady's happy again.
Okay, so we forgot to also tell you that David's going to be membership for this year for Rotary, taking Keith's place because Keith was membership. So.
Very cool, very cool. Excellent. We got some happy people here.
Rich,
Okay.
Gloria has a question for you, sir.
Oh, for me?
For Rich.
Oh, for Rich.
Where is that sign up located?
It's supposed to be on the website, so hopefully they got it operational. If it's not, hope it'll be soon, but I was told about noon.
Who's in charge of that hospital?
I don't know. It runs itself. It's like trying to herd cats.
Hey, the optimal word, he's in charge of the hospital, not the IT department. Deck of Destiny.
Deck of Destiny. I just want to make sure. Can you check through that real fast and make sure we're not using the same?
Someone won last week.
I know. Well, that's what I wanted to make sure that we ain't using
Stand
that.
up, winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Flip it over and see if there's. Just want to make sure we don't go through that deck and then there it's in there. Okay, we verified you actually have a chance to win the money today. All right, very cool, excellent, excellent. Okay, we will shuffle. I will set these right here, and since Miss Denisha is joining us today, and thank you for coming, and we want to go ahead and give you a chance. If you're not sure how to play this game, close your eyes, reach in the bucket. I'm not real good at it, so pay attention here. Reach in there and see if you can. Okay, now when you read those off, read them slow and really cause them some pain when you get down to the last number.
So you want me to start all the way from the beginning?
All the way.
Okay. 1.
Got it.
9. 1. 5. 1. 7.
All right, I got a chance.
Who's left? Who's left?
Let them have another.
Okay.
That's a brand new deck, right?
Oh, Joker, you said. Oh.
Yeah, I got one.
Oh, there you go.
That was so good. Oh my goodness, I can't believe she did such a good job with that. Oh my goodness, read all those numbers, didn't miss a one. Okay, Miss Glory, we're gonna let you draw a number here, a card. And if you draw the Joker, you get to go twice. Oh, she got the ace of clubs! So the pot goes back to $10 million. Oh my goodness, that was so close, Miss Glory. Thank you for playing our game, folks. Yes, I've been told that.
Gloria, it's on Facebook. I found it.
Hey, Willie, it wasn't $10 million last week.
Wasn't $10 million.
Okay, do it again.
How come you're here today? Put you on the spot. Just when you say it, they're trying to find it.
Well, Gloria, at least you got 1 of 4. You're pretty close, 25%. Not bad. Well, our scheduled program today was out sick last week, so I just moved her to this week, and she didn't not call, and I guarantee that I didn't check emails all day, every day either, so I'm assuming she's still sick, which is not good. So I'm gonna open this up. If you have something going on, you wanna tell us, I have a question about your office that I'll ask you, and I'll let you explain that.
Okay, I'll be happy to.
So, in your Remax in Farmersville, there was an office there that closed about a year. Did you get those agents?
Can we pass the microphone?
Yeah. Now tell us.
You want to hear the story?
I want to hear the story. Yeah, I'm proud of you.
Okay, I'll tell the story. Okay, y'all want to hear the story about how Remax 3D Real Estate ended up in Farmersville accidentally?
Yes.
Okay, so I was in the middle of opening Royce City, which was my second office, so it's my first time to open a second office, so I'm knee deep into that. Corporate gives me a phone call and says, hey, Lonnie McLeod, who owns the Remax in Farmersville, is retiring. You should give him a call. And I'm thinking, but I'm in the middle of opening Royce City. But, these opportunities don't come along often, so I knew Lonnie. I would meet him at our Remax conventions, and so I gave him a call, and we started talking, and he said, well, I don't really have anything to sell. He said, he's retiring. His business partner, she opened up her own independent brokerage, and so he's just gonna kind of go with her and send referrals to her, that kind of thing. He's like, I don't own the building, so I don't really know what there is for you to buy. And I said, well, the right to renew the franchise would be great, because the cost to renew a franchise is a lot less than buying a brand new one. So we started having those conversations, and then the owner, her name is Dixie Shin, she owns the building. I don't know if y'all know her or not, but oh, she's a hot mess. I love her.
I've heard stories.
Yes, her husband was Bob Shin, who owned Bob Shin Real Estate, so they were well known for real estate in the Farmersville area. So she found out I was interested, so she starts calling me and said, I have a building for you. Because I thought, I don't know if I want to buy a Remax franchise and then have to find a location for it. And so she wanted me to buy the building, but I'm in the middle of Royce City, right? All my capital's going over there. And so I let God just keep working it out. I didn't get all excited about it. I wasn't trying to put a round peg into a square hole, that kind of thing. So we started talking about it. And then she found someone else who wanted to buy the building, so I was like, okay, that deal must be dead. It wasn't meant to be. Then she calls me up one day and she said, here's the deal. I'll sell you the building, I'll carry the note, 0 down. I was like, I guess we're going to Farmersville. So it was truly a God thing. It started kind of the end of summer, the conversation started, and then we got closed on it at the end of December is whenever we closed on it. And so it was Lonnie, Tanya that were there, and then June West. And June West has been with Remax for 15 years. So June is really the reason I'm in Remax at Farmersville also. June wanted to stay with the brand. She's about to earn her Hall of Fame, which means you've closed $1 million in your gross commission sales with Remax. And she didn't want to lose earning that because she's so close with all these years of experience there. So she came to me, she sat down at my desk, we started talking to her about joining us in Greenville. And Lonnie and I, we'd been having those conversations, but they weren't getting anywhere. And so she just looked at me and said, I just wish you would buy Farmersville. But her heart and passion for Farmersville is like what our heart and passion is for Greenville, and I could see that in her eyes. And so she said, if you come to Farmersville, I will stay and I will help you build this. And so that also gave me that peace of mind to know someone who loves that community is gonna be there and be a part of us. So we're looking to grow that. It's literally June. I have 20 agents in our Greenville office here. I've set it up where they can work in all 3 locations, so they're not stuck to just one location. They can help people in all 3 counties. So it's been a ride. It's been really cool. I'm like, okay, Lord, I was scared enough to do one extension going to Roy City, and now we're going to Farmersville. But I have incredible people in our office, and it's been really cool.
That's good. And the reason for the question is I had one of their agents at my office
Oh,
that she left Remax because he was selling. And she wanted to go somewhere else, so she moved over here. And then she went back with...
oh, that's, okay,
Kayla.
yes, so that's Kayla.
Yeah.
Yes, so she was with Lonnie, and Lonnie's
Yeah.
been wanting to retire for a while.
That's what she said. That's
It's
what
not,
she was
I mean, that wasn't news. His renewal came up on his franchise, and you have to sign a 5-year renewal, and so that kind of made him make a decision, because he didn't want to sign up for another 5 years. So now I'm committed for another 5 years.
Good.
but yeah, Kayla's with Tanya.
Yeah.
And her company's called Texas Realty
Well,
or
that's why-
something like that.
That's why when you made the comment, I was like, why would they not stay with the name brand rather than jumping out and going independent by themselves?
Tanya really wanted to do her own thing, and I understand that. When you're a broker, I was an independent first, so when I opened my brokerage in 2009, I was 3D Real Estate Firm. I was an independent. It was later that Remax came and approached me about buying the franchise and opening as Remax, which was the best thing that ever happened in my life. But when we're in this, you kind of feel like you got to go do your own thing. So, you know, I've told all of them my door's always open, open to them. Just so you know, a fun fact about Farmersville that I didn't know, so I'm starting to learn a lot more about these other communities. They have 3,000 homes going on the ground in the next 3 years. So it's crazy the growth that's coming from Princeton and leading over into Farmersville. Their new Collin County Community College, it's at the intersection there at 380 across from Brookshire's. It's getting ready to open the Collin County campus there, so like it's coming. But the building's located in downtown Farmersville, and there's a really cool coffee shop there called 12 Stories. So if you're just blazing down 380, exit, go to downtown, and go get a coffee at 12 Stories. It's a really cool place. I know Lonnie's been there.
Their downtown's amazing.
It's really cool. Okay, so they also captured me because it was Christmas time when I went, and it's this little square, and they had Christmas music playing. It felt like a Hallmark movie. I'm like, I had to make sure I wasn't buying on Christmas emotion. Because I love Christmas. All right, you want to know anything else?
Thank you for sharing. Oh, my God.
I'm gonna go before Katie. Mine won't take this long. Katie's gonna discuss Cotton Patch, and y'all know that that's her baby, and she can talk about it for an hour and 20
No, the
minutes.
haunted house is my baby, but we're not talking about that in 2021.
Okay. Well, anyway, I was approached today because somebody approached Bob Jordan, and he called me because I guess this will kind of be going into my year. And Toys for Tots, who's been running it for the last 10 years, doesn't want to do it anymore. So she has a warehouse still full of toys. I don't know how many, but probably a couple of thousand. And she has a little bit of money in her account. They do have a warehouse right now. She said, now this is just because I said, how much is that lease? He said, I don't know, but he's gonna get a few more figures for us. Are you community service? So David, you're gonna be my community service too, right? Well, anyway, so I definitely would talk to David first, but as a whole, and then not only that, because downstairs haunted landmark may not ever be the haunted landmark, we would probably have a place to kind of store these things if that warehouse isn't feasible. So just as a club, maybe think about it. I think it'd be a great community and a great service project for us to maybe take over without getting, too far. You do want to start several months in advance of having some toy drives or whatever and everything else they do. And of course, we would want somebody to head that up.
I'm not understanding the whole concept.
Toys for Tots.
I've heard of that, but
Yeah.
who's not wanting to do what anymore?
Terry, who has been like the Terry Roundtree, who has been the Toys for Tot
Okay.
coordinator in the area, and she'll have like maybe a chili cook-off, a stew cook-off, maybe a motorcycle card run or whatever they call those. So she does several events. Number one is to raise money. They can bring toys. So it basically is toys for our community. They would stay in our community. So just
So
so.
we need someone to head up the Toys for Tots campaign in this area. That's what
They
you're.
want
In
somebody
Hunt-
to
in
serve
Hunt
their-
County.
It's their
That is
foundation.
actually a Marine Corps program.
Yes, it's a foundation.
Yeah, and they usually participate also.
Yeah. So there's a lot of people out there that have helped. I mean, I've been involved in several, as far as getting donations and stuff like that, but I've never really ramrodded it. So just maybe something for us to think about and something, we'll get a little bit more information maybe and talk to the board.
Okay, so are you asking Rotary to take?
I'm just asking you all to.
Or as the club or as an individual?
I'm asking all of us as a club to think about it, and then we would
Okay.
just go to the board with it.
Okay.
And especially if you think that this is a passion in your heart, and you would like to ramrod the Hunt County Toys for Tots thing, please come see me, and we can talk a little bit deeper, and then it'd be up to the board. All right, that's all I said. How'd that go?
Don't drop the mic. Well, since we've gotten this opportunity to maybe be a little bit more specific, I'm going to take the opportunity because I think that, it's one thing for me to put $1 in the pot and say, hey, we need help with bike ride. It's another thing for me to say, this is specifically the areas in which we're going to need help. And last week I asked Josue just kind of in passing if he would maybe help with rest stops because we've had several individuals, Jim Sandin over here, Dr. Sandin has spent years and years and years. How many years have you done the corner marshals? I mean, forever and a day, right? Sometimes people will give and give and give and they're ready to retire and hang up their corner marshal hat, right? So thankfully, we've had a volunteer to help with corner marshals, and so Roxanne actually has volunteered to help with corner marshals. But that's not a one-man show, right? That's not something that just one person can do on their own, right, Dr. Sandin?
Well, actually, you have to recruit the volunteers.
Exactly.
I have a cadre of experienced people who are accustomed to manning their particular location, but that cadre has been dwindling over time.
Right.
So now I have about half of the corners covered, and I have a number of adjunctive details that can be helpful.
So, and that's the kind of thing, I mean, you have a wealth of knowledge and we do not need to let all of that knowledge go. So Roxanne, make sure you help him. But also too, one thing that I want to make sure that happens from now on is I don't want Roxanne just to take over corner marshals and all of Dr. Sandin's knowledge goes into Roxanne's brain and that's it, right? I want somebody to help Roxanne and be a partner in that particular committee so that we always have somebody helping and always have somebody learning and understanding the knowledge that it takes for the corner marshals. There are we are going to be backing off of some of the corner marshal areas, and that's just the corner marshal is where there are a particular intersection where two different distances could go. One mileage needs to go this way, another mileage needs to go this way, or an intersection that maybe it's not really evident what needs to happen, and so we need to have people there and stationed in those areas. I'm very passionate about not only this year for myself, but in the future, because Chris is going to be taking over as the chair for Bike Ride, that we never ever have one person ever again that has all the knowledge in their head and that we can't access that information at some point in time. So Roxanne is going to need some assistance, and so having somebody just help the day of corner marshals, it's not something that you have to spend months and months developing. It's something that you can work with Dr. Sandin, get the information in the day of the event. So you see what I mean, that there are a lot of things that we can do that are basically going to be day of. Last week I talked to Josue and he said he was willing to help take over the rest stops. I doubt seriously when you see this, Josue, if you see it, that he realizes what that means exactly, but that's okay because Don McBride will explain that to him, who has done the rest stops for years and years. And also Chris is going to be shadowing on the rest stops this year, but rest stops are something that we need help with. Guess what? It's the day of the event that we need help. Maybe a few days beforehand. We've decided that we're gonna continue, at least for this year, with water bottles. I know we're gonna have to figure out some way to recycle all those bottles, and I hate that we're gonna have all that plastic, but in yet another year of COVID, and the fact that it was actually extremely easy for the cyclists to just pick that up, contactless with the person working the water stop. So we need people to help with those kinds of things and accessing those items ahead of time. And Chris and Josue will be leading that up, but we need people to help with that. I need somebody to take over. This is something that, and I know Don is going to help with this, and we've got a couple other, we actually have an entire team of cyclists, actual cyclists that actually know about riding a bike. That's not me at all. Last time I rode a bike was the last day before I got my driver's license, so but we have an entire team of cyclists that are helping, that have come to us, especially after John passed, and said, we're there for you guys. We will help and do anything you need. So there are several cyclists that are going to help with the putting up the signs and continuing to make marks on the ground. But we need a team this is something that I've noticed over the past few years. We have relied on those cyclists for a lot of prior to the event and then day of the event. We've relied on those guys to do a lot of the heavy lifting, and Rotarians have not been involved at all in some of the things that they've done. And I thought, these guys are doing it out of the kindness of their heart. They're not benefiting at all. So I want to make sure that there's a Rotarian. I need somebody to agree to help with the signs, putting out the signs where they go. It's kind of a follow the bouncing ball. We have a list of this sign here, this sign here, this sign here, this sign here. So I'm going to need somebody to help with getting the signs out the day before the ride and making sure that all of that is done properly for the ride event itself. I have nobody for that at all. So that's the kind of thing, if you feel led to help with that. I also have nobody to help at all with social media and advertising. I need somebody who, that one will be a little bit more than day of. I'm going to need help with some advertising. It will not be extensive, but somebody who is really good with, we already have all the places that we do advertising, but somebody who can help lead that and get that done. And social media, posting to different social medias. And I think we have, what do we say? We have Facebook and I think Instagram.
We have it. I don't have a login for it. Nobody knows the login for Instagram.
Well, we need a hacker.
I found the phone number it was attached to, and Gloria goes.
If you know any hackers, we need that. And I'm working with some individuals on trying to get website and active help. Anybody in here know anything about web design? Me neither.
I'll talk to you in a second about
Okay.
some of that.
So does that make a little bit more sense on, these little things? There's a lot of little things, and I need each and every person in here, even if you are not the chair of a subcommittee, I need you to at least say, okay, well, I want to help Debbie Sickles at registration. Okay, registration is the day of the event. What time do you get there for registration, Debbie Sickles?
A little before 6.
Okay, it is a day of the event, but very, very early in the morning.
8:15.
What time? I was going to say, what time are you done?
8:15.
All right, you're done for the rest of the day, right?
But I need 8 to 10 there.
No, because then you take another job and
You're done for the rest of the day if you're registration.
For registration.
However, then you can get in a truck and be SAG, which was David Weiland until this year, and he won't be here this year, so Larry
We
James.
got more fun stuff to do.
Does anybody is there anybody that does not know what SAG is? Because I can tell you right now, my first year, everybody was talking about SAG this and SAG that, and I'm, what the hell is SAG? SAG is safety and gear. That is, you get to ride in a really cool, brand spanky new pickup truck from Donahue, what are they? Donahue, whatever they are. GMC, okay, who donate those for the day for us to ride around. We have all of these really cool paths to go down, and we get there's an app, Life 360 app. We look and see where everybody is. We get a phone call from the SAG director who says, go pick up a rider at this location. They blew a tire, they're whatever, and we pick them up and take them back up front. Or maybe they just need to pump their tire. Huh.
we didn't get brand new trucks. We used
Not this
ours.
year.
You used yours? Well, we had brand new ones. Ha ha ha.
I know, but it was still fun.
Support and gear. Okay. And so it's really fun. It's really cool. I got to meet some really neat people when I was driving SAG, and so that's awesome. And so Larry's going to need SAG drivers. I think Willie back there is saying SAG back there. But that doesn't mean, just because you're driving SAG doesn't mean you can't help with registration. Okay?
Stag. I'm sorry, I thought you said stag.
Stag, no. We have people, this is another one that I expect, honestly, this is something that I expect every Rotarian to participate in. There's absolutely no reason that we can't all participate in sponsorships. So when I went back and looked at a list of who we have asked to participate in sponsorships, and I know that this year, last year in COVID and this year it's going to be a little bit tighter because not all businesses can participate in sponsorships, but that doesn't mean that every single Rotarian, every person in here knows a business or something that might possibly be able to sponsor, correct? So Wyland's going to be the sponsorship committee chair, but I want everybody in here to participate in going out and seeking those sponsorships because, let's face it, if this is going to be our only fundraiser for the entire year.
And a big fundraiser?
The big fundraiser, it's our largest anyway, number one. But number two, if it's going to be our only one, then we need to find a way to really maximize that. And I will tell you something, Don McBride has sent me a lot of information about the ride, and I mean, he has amazing detailed information. Do you know that in at least the last 10 or 15 years, we have made the same amount of money year after year after year after year, and it hasn't really gone up? And I know that we were down in ridership because we had to be last year in COVID, but this past year was our first year to do it alone. We've always split it between a nonprofit and Rotary. And so we still made the same amount as we've always made. There is no reason that beginning this year in 2021 and carrying on, if everybody gets involved and gets at least one sponsorship from a company, that we can't grow that sponsorship side and grow the rideage side. I actually spoke with somebody yesterday on Monday about the opportunity to meet with whomever our mayor will be coming up soon about maybe upping our number of riders that we can have this coming year. So I think that, cross our fingers and say some prayers, that we might be able to actually increase by maybe about 100 is what I'm going to shoot for. When John and I actually mapped out the location for riders and how many riders could fit, we actually had room for about another 100 to be able to start safely even in COVID. We're going to have shirts to pass out. Trina Cold Iron is going to take that, but we'll need people to help the week before to organize all the t-shirts. So is everybody getting an idea of what I'm asking here? I'm not asking for extensive, you have to spend 20 hours a week over the next 8 months on, that's my job. But a week before, a couple of weeks before, a few hours the day of the event, passing out t-shirts, helping with registration, getting some discounts from some businesses so that we can draw more riders into downtown that particular day. the day of the event. Helping with corner marshals. We're going to need help with parking. So we will have to have a team out there helping with parking, which I think Bob Jordan is going to help take that over. Bob and Gloria are going to take that over, but we'll have to have a team for parking and a separate team for registration. Then you can go out, work SAG, you can go and work downtown. This year, we're going to have people in downtown that stay for the entire event. Do you know how many Rotarians we had in downtown this year? Chris and myself. That was it. For the whole entire day. That was all we had in all of downtown. And Chris was our cheerleader, and I was going and taking surveys and asking people what did they think and what do we need to improve upon. So I want an entire team of people down there all day. Just asking what can they do to help. Let's be a service. How about that? Any questions, concerns, queries?
What did we make this year?
27,000. I knew it was right about the same as what we've.
And so if we keep coming out with the same amount, are we gonna set a goal?
Well, we've been making 12 and 13, 14 since we got it all.
Yes.
We cleared 27.
Right. The amount that the ride itself has made has stayed the same or approximately, grown a little bit, kind of wavered. But we've always had to divide that between ourselves and the nonprofit. So what Rotary netted was like 12 or 13. But now, as of last year, we did 27, which was nice.
And that was only on 400 riders.
Yeah. Right, that was on 400 riders, but you know how much sponsorship that was on? About 10 sponsors.
Yeah, and then 10 from the city, yeah.
Right, I'm talking about, we're hot funds from the city is separate, but about 10 different sponsors. So there's no reason, look, we've got more than 10 people sitting in this room right now.
So are we gonna set a goal? Is really what big, so that we know what we're aiming for.
So Katie, what would they be sponsoring? Like a rest stop, what?
That's a good idea. We could do that, but right now we've had signage at the event. I think we've had signage on the staff shirts. So we're going to ramp that up because marketing needs to take a step up, and but that's a good idea. We could have a sponsor for the stage. The starting stage, we could have a sponsor. I'm going to take it from the road less traveled. If y'all haven't talked to Denisha about sponsoring, doing a sponsorship for the road less traveled, this is something that is new to Greenville and is only going to get better and better. But they have the Rising Star stage, they have the main stage, they have different levels of sponsorships, and each level that you go up is more and more money, but you also get your business announced more and more frequently, and you get bigger signage for each level. So we could have the starting stage sponsorship, we could have the starting gate sponsor and the finishing gate sponsors and sponsor the rest areas, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, because there's no reason we can't do that. Then you could just have the regular sponsorships. I'm just sponsoring the bike ride. So we can definitely come up with the different sponsorship levels for that, and any ideas that you have, especially for, remember y'all, I invited myself to a bike ride meeting 2 years ago because I was about to be president. Other than that, I don't know anything about bike ride, okay? So for those of you that have worked bike ride year after year after year and have really good information about how it functions on a regular basis, tell me, do we need to have a corner marshal? Maybe a corner marshal is has to wear a shirt that says this is this corner marshal sponsored by that would be perfect, or something like that. So yeah, throw out those ideas and let me know, and just know that if you don't come to me, I will be coming to you to ask for help and saying, hey, wouldn't you be perfect for this area? So I appreciate y'all letting me ramble on, but I know I am passionate as the immediate past president. I am passionate about wanting to help Debbie and not leave her in the lurch. Like I said before, I only had 3 months of my presidency stolen. Larry's had his entire presidency stolen from, because of COVID, and Debbie's having to just carry that on, and it's not fair, huh? It's not fair, and it's also not fair because we're so used to handing out so much. I mean, right now we're struggling. We just talked about it. We're struggling to find 3 of our kids that have worked the haunted house year after year after year, struggling to find money to give them for scholarship that they've earned and deserve. So this is all to go to help Debbie to make sure that the one function we know we will be able to achieve in her year is stellar, and that we can pull it off in a shining way. All right, thank you.
Can I borrow that? Everybody look over to the door and say, "Hi, Dr. Atkinson." I'm going to put in just a little plug real quick for Chris and her, what is it called? The Airvac business. I know I'm up for renewal. My husband and I are up for renewal on that, but y'all see her. This is a really good program.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great to have, hate to use.
Exactly.
Well, thank you all for being here today on my first day back in a long time. I'm glad to see humans in public, and to see Untitled Chapter Rotary. Thank you.